Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Giving you what you need. So we're going to get right into it, man. A lot of people have been having issues with Trump's team, if you will, or Trump's crew, or his cabinet picks. But this was one of the things that I was mentioning about when people are running for president, that people, if they've been thinking about it, they really haven't, nobody's really spoke about it too much. And so we just going to kind of touch on a few things here in regards to that. So you know what it is. You rocking with the best Thoughts of the Week podcast. Let's get it. You're rocking with the best Thoughts of the Week podcast. All right, welcome back, everybody, to Thoughts of the Week podcast. You definitely rocking with the best. And so let's get it in, man. Let's get it in. Yeah, so, real quick, just my thoughts on these things. A lot of people are saying that, or I've been hearing people getting upset or a little bit suspicious about Trump's picks and the people in his cabinet. Now, the latest thing I was hearing was that, oh, nobody black is in his cabinet and da-da-da. And this shows y'all that he's going to do this and da-da-da. He's a racist and blah, blah, blah. But one thing I haven't heard anybody mention is that I don't know I can't remember how many he had on his team the first time he was president, but didn't he have Omarosa as part of his crew? I don't know what roles I can't remember what roles he played. We can always look that up real quick. But as a matter of fact, let me go do that right now as I'm saying all this so we can really just keep it a buck. All right. We're gonna keep it a buck real quick. Just a quick little search there. All right, so Omarosa, just real quick. Omarosa Marigold Newman, commonly known as Omarosa, served in the Trump administration as assistant to the president and director of communications for the Office of Public Liaison. Her role involved engaging with various constituency groups, particularly African American organizations, and promoting the administration's agenda in community outreach efforts, or I should say through community, although it says in, I say through community outreach efforts. All right, positions and responsibilities. Excuse me, as director of communications for the Office of Public Liaison, Omarosa was tasked with building relationships with various groups to advance President Trump's policies, to advance his policies. She aimed to serve as a bridge between the administration and communities of color, particularly African Americans, aka really we call ourselves Black Americans. All right. So I'm just going to go there. I'm not going to get too deep in reading all the, even though it's not too much to read, but I'm going to just leave it there. All right. So there you go. I don't know, and I don't remember other. I just remember Omarosa, so I don't remember if there was other people involved in Trump's first administration that were skin color like mine's, right? But now everybody's having an issue with Trump not doing that. And maybe you can thank Omarosa for messing that up. Because now, I guess he's been laying low really. And, since she got the boot from them, I forgot something she had did that maybe she betrayed Trump in some type of way. And so she ended up getting the boot for that. And she's been trying to come back to the black community, even though for a little bit it seemed like she was kind of keeping her distance from the black community. But as of late, you really don't hear too much of her, right? And so that's been one of the big issues. Oh, Trump uh, has no black people in his cabinet. But the real going thing is, it doesn't, even from black Americans, it doesn't really matter that he does or doesn't. What is happening is that at the very least, we're getting some breathing room to make some moves now. Trump put his team together as far as who he's going to get rid of out of this country. He understands what's going on. And there's some other things. I might do a separate podcast on some information that I want y'all to hear. Because a lot of y'all are going through, even the Democratic black people that are still on the Democratic train, saying a lot of stuff that they really don't know what's going on. And it's a bigger play. And this is something, when I keep telling y'all, listen to what people are saying. All right, I'm gonna say this little tidbit because I might do something on this tidbit in the next podcast, next broadcast. Is that one of the probably the many tidbits? Like I say, you always got to pay attention what these presidents say, what these people who are going to be president says when they're in office, when they have their little speeches and their press conferences, if you will, and certain things they say. They say things that to some of y'all sounds, oh, he sounds stupid. Oh, there he go trying to crack on people again. There he go trying to mess people's names up and calling them all these names. But you're not being what I say or I call, because it's part of the scientific method. You're not being scientific when you're hearing these things. What is part of one of the things part of the scientific method is questioning. Other one is observing. So just those two together, none of y'all doing that. Y'all going by feelings. Oh, my feelings hurt because Kamala didn't win. My feelings hurt because this. He gonna have us all going back. Y'all listen to these little catchphrases and you don't even observe and question why these catchphrases being made to be catchphrases from the Democratic Party. Why is this Republican presidential nominee saying this person's name like this? Why are you doing that? Y'all don't do that. I don't understand. You're not paying attention. You just go on, you hearing it and you going by, oh, my feelings is this. I feel a certain way. Instead of kicking back and saying, why are they saying we going back? Why do they keep going after this guy? They trying to get him put in jail. They trying to use the media against him. They keep saying foul stuff about him on the news headlines. Why do you think they keep on going after him after him? Do you think because they're painting the picture to y'all that, oh, we going after him because he's really bad? So you all sit there and think he's bad because all these things are coming after him. Then he had 2 assassination attempts, right? Why do you think all this is going on with this man? Now, let me get back to what I was going to say, the one little tidbit I'm going to give, and then I might do something on it later. Maybe the next episode. Some of y'all might remember on a lot of his rallies or some of his rallies, He called the governor of California's name is Gavin Newsom, Newsome, right? But he's been calling him Gavin Newscum. You know, scum, the part of the word of Newscum, scum meaning like the scum of the earth, the scumbag, like you really a dirty person. Why do you think he's been saying that? I'm gonna let y'all in on the audio, maybe the next episode. Y'all can hear some things. Stuff that's going on, y'all really don't know what's going on. Y'all don't even know what's been going on. So I'm gonna leave, that's my little tidbit. Why do you think he's calling Gary Newsom Gary Newscum? Scum, SCUM. I keep telling y'all to pay attention to folks. Even if you don't know why he's saying it, clue in on to he's saying it. And just ask yourself, why do you keep saying that? Eventually you might get the answer. It might be in the form of you finding something out later. It might be the form of somebody, one of us do a podcast and tell y'all what's going on, or show y'all a video and give you more insight and details. But start being scientific, man. Have some critical listening, critical listening. Yo, why the Democrats is trying to pound on this dude? They trying to give him jail sentences. They trying to charge him up with this charge, that charge. The news coming down on him. You already two assassination attempts on him, whether you think it's real or fake. And by the way, speaking on the assassination attempts, study all the presidents that either been assassinated or there was attempted assassinations on them. All right. Study what they were doing, what they were saying, what was going down. Did they go? I'm gonna ask you these questions, and hopefully it'll spark you to think and stop being caught up in your feelings all the time. Did all these presidents, and I even add Martin Luther King Jr. in this, even though he wasn't a president, and I'll add Malcolm X in it, even though he was a president, and I'll even add Khalid Muhammad, even though he wasn't a president. So add them and the presidents. Did these folks always go outside of the box on what they were saying? Did they always go, I guess the best way to say this, outside of the box they was, I guess maybe people thought they were supposed to be in, or maybe they was told they had to be in a certain box, and they was just like, you know what, I'm not staying in the box. If something is messed up over here, I'm going outside the box and I'm speaking on it, or I'm doing something about it, or I'm calling you out. Whatever that situation was, it was always assassination attempts on them, or they were assassinated. You can go back to Lincoln's assassination. People who always seem to go outside of when you coloring inside the lines, they seem to go outside the lines and stuff happened to them. See, y'all need to think. Y'all observe a lot of stuff. You probably hear some things, but you're not questioning what you hear. You're not questioning what you're seeing. You just, when you see it and you hear it, you just get emotion feel and get in your feelings. And that's what they caught a lot of black women with certain catchphrases like my body, my choice, and all that nonsense. And a lot of women got caught in their feelings, and they get caught up in their scientific questioning and their scientific observation and looking like, wait a minute, what's going on over here? Why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? Their reproductive rallies at these HBCUs, but they didn't do reproductive rallies at these Princetons and these Harvards. How come? Think. See what I'm saying? Critical thinking or analytical thinking, whichever word you want to choose. Right? See, these are things you need to start thinking about. All right, so I'm going to digress from that and go back to the picture y'all looking at. So hopefully this kind of, what I said, it kind of sparks something in you from here on out to look at all types of things. Shout out to the great Dick Gregory. If I would have said I was going to a school, one of the schools would be the Dick Gregory School of Research and Observation and Analytical Observation and critical listening. the school, the Dick Gregory School of Research, Critical Thinking, Critical Observation, Critical Listening. That would be a school to go to. So let's get back to this. So one of the things I was saying, I'm not gonna be on here long. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna be out. So one of the things I was saying as the presidential race was going on, or it sparked my mind. I didn't say it too much. I might have mentioned it here and there on either my news channel or here on the podcast or other places, or maybe I put it in a post on Twitter or whatever, Facebook or whatever, is that people were so caught up in the personalities of Kamala and Trump and the people that might be surrounding them. In this picture, you got Elon Musk, who is one half of the Department of Government Efficiency with Vivek, and we'll get into that knucklehead too. Because what is it? Not Professor Black. The Black Authority did a nice piece on Vivek Ramaswamy, super deep piece a while back. But one of the things I was saying or thinking and saying here and there was that not only should it be policies that you need to look at, what are these people's policies? You need to look at who is going to be on their team if they should make it to become president. If they become president elects, who are going to be part of their crew? If you want to get street with it, who's part of their gang, right? Who's part of the gang? Who's part of the crew, right? But nobody spoke on that. Nobody was speaking on it enough to get it to where the lamestream news would actually have to blurt that stuff out. We was able to get the reparations out. We was able to get that out, but nobody spoke too much on their team. All right. Y'all excuse my dog there if y'all hear him in the background. He's doing what he's supposed to do. Be on that alert. Right? So, yeah. Maybe he doesn't have anybody black. Might be thanks to Omarosa. Who knows? And people been saying, oh, Trump's a racist, Trump's this, Trump that. Even if he is, I never seen a racist do so much for black people. When you start researching stuff, finding out the things he's done that benefited black people more than the Democratic Party of people did. Right? But my concern, or one of the things I was concerned in looking at, was who he's going to have on his team. Because I'm not so 100% convinced that he's this all Trump, meaning he's this all out racist and he just has it in for blacks. Because if he would have had it in for blacks, he would have done it. He would have had it in for us when he was president the first time. And none of y'all who hate him or skeptical of him or on the fence about him can pull up anything that he went against black people. He didn't put any specific policies that affected black people in a negative way. But Biden has. And Biden even told us in a so-called leaked Zoom meeting. We all know about that. If you don't, go look it up. He even said, America is doomed. America is doomed because not only because of black people. So he was saying black people are part of the reason why America is going to be doomed. But I think he mentioned at like 2040 that the white population in America is going to dwindle down. So that's why America's doomed, because there's not going to be enough white people to make it not be doomed anymore. And then the black people are going to make it doomed even more. And then he said That's why y'all gonna have to operate or work with the Hispanics. So he was already telling people, without telling people, I'm gonna let these Hispanics come in here and run shop and wreck shop and run the yard, right? That's who you're gonna have to answer to. And he said this to a whole bunch of black folks that was in the same meeting. And the black folks that was in that Zoom meeting didn't check him on it, didn't call him out, nothing. And those are the same black people that was down for the Democratic Party. And this is the people that you're saying that we supposed to have voted for and stood up behind, and they didn't even have their own people's back. None of them black folks that was at that meeting didn't even check Biden when he made those comments. But they supposed to be for you though. But some of y'all still gonna go for the okie doke. Okay. That's on you. If you have the blinders on all the time, if you always want to have the blinders on, you're gonna be in a whole pile of ish by having the blinders on. That's on you. Now, like I said, I have issue with whether it was Kamala or Trump, who would have been on their team, who would have been gang with them, who would have been part of their crew. And that's the thing that y'all need to start looking at from now on. You need to start questioning these people. Who do you have as your pick for this? Now, who do you consider are you going to think about picking for that? And don't accept them not telling you, oh, well, it's too early to really say, and it's too this, because they already know. They've been knowing, just like as soon as Trump, became elected as presidential elect, right? As soon as he was presidential elect, you started finding out who was on his team within snaps of your fingers. So he already knew who was going to be on his team. He already had it. He'd been knowing who was going to be on his team. So don't let them fool you. And from here on out, I'm telling you now, it's 4 years from now, right? So don't come up with no BS excuses. It's 4 years from now. Not only look at policies, because we're going to be a people of policy. We're not going to be a people of popularity. We're going to be a people of policies, and who's going to be that part of your gang? Who's going to be part of your clique? Who is part of your team? Who is part of your crew? We want to know before you become president and before we decide to pick you, because you never know what type of people are part of his clique, or who he's thinking about, or who she's thinking about, or who anybody running for president is thinking about putting part of their clique. Because you might look at their background and find out they worse than what you thought the person running for president was going to be. Or maybe you find out, oh yeah, they a stand-up man or woman. All right, I'm rocking with that pick. Yeah, that's what's up. But I want to know who is going to be part of your clique. The pick for your clique, if you will. Right? So quickly before I get out of here, we're looking at one of them, Elon Musk, on the screen, and another one is Vivek Ramaswamy. Both of them don't have a great history when it comes to black people. And if you've been watching Vivek Ramaswamy on some of his interviews and him speaking out in public and some other things, you can see, and like I said, Jason Black, I'm always saying Black Authority. Jason Black did a great piece on Vivek Ramaswamy. You're just going to have to type in Jason Black or the Black Authority, Vivek Ramaswamy, and maybe that'll pop up. A lot of intel on Vivek Ramaswamy, and the stuff he was lying about or trying to front on will tell you a lot about him. But he doesn't have a too much, you could tell, no liking. This not just by looks. I'm talking about him saying things. Just start researching his interviews and researching him being out in front of crowds and saying certain things and him acting like he's down with rap music. BS. All right. So he's one of them. And Elon Musk is another one. He has posted negative stuff about black people. A lot of people have, I don't know if they complained to him on Twitter, but they sure spoke about him saying like, okay, we all cool with the free speech. And as long as the free speech is reciprocal, we can clap back on the free speech. When you have a lot of white supremacists and racists saying things on Twitter, typing up stuff, but then when the clapback comes, when the black people start clapping back on them, the black people get all the strikes and the negative outcomes, and it's never the white supremacists or the racist people that was doing this, starting the thing up. So that's one thing with Elon Musk. Another thing is I understand he has had in the past some lawsuits regarding black folks, employees. And I remember one person in particular, I don't remember it being a lawsuit, but it might still even be on Instagram, Master P's Instagram page. You might have to scroll down some, but there was a black man that apparently worked for Elon Musk. I think he might even been older than Elon Musk. And this black man said that Elon Musk told him, well, you just too better, or something to the effect of, you're so much better than us, make your own car. And it seemed like he was trying to say it, or it was making to be seem like it was being said in a positive light, like, hey man, I know you're a great person. You need to come up and make your own car. You're that good and your mind is that great. You need to do that. But I think it was meant to be in a derogatory, weird way, even though it sounded like a positive thing to say. And so it's almost like he let the guy go and told him, well, make your own car. And the guy, like I said, I think he was older than Elon Musk, if not a few years or several years or more, or maybe they was around the same age group. But the black man went on and made his own car, and he showed it on Master P's Instagram. So that's where I remember seeing it. I looked at the interviews, but it's been several years when I looked at it. So it might still be on there. I don't know if Master P closed his page down or he still has it. But if so, go check out on Instagram, Master P's Instagram page. And you just might have to scroll until you find it. Maybe it's still up there. But this black man tells his interaction with Elon Musk. So that goes to say that, and then I'm going to get out of here because I just wanted to make that point. Not only do you look at policies, start finding out and asking, try to get the word back to these people running for president. Start asking about who is going to be part of your team, who's going to be part of your cabinet, who's going to be part of your clique, who's going to be part of your crew, who's going to be part of your gang, right? Because that should also help you make a decision on who to vote for. No more of this headline nonsense and these catchphrase sentences and, oh, my body, my choice. I think Angela Stanton can clap back on that to a lot of black women who was on that type of vibe. I should be able to choose whether I want this or that. And like I said, a lot of people got caught in their feelings. A lot of black women caught in their feelings when it came to that particular topic about my right to choose, and I could choose this and choose that, and I ain't gonna have no man tell me what to do with my body. But yet a lot of y'all let the government control your body when it came to that vaccine, and a lot of women went down when they had taken that vaccine. Y'all didn't feel that way then. A lot of y'all fell down, unfortunately, deleted permanently or very badly, not the same anymore from that. And I'm not trying to get on y'all and jump on y'all. I'm just making the point. It seemed like a pick and choose when it comes to, y'all not going to tell me what to do with my body, but yet they told you you can work or you don't work if you don't do X, Y, and Z. They controlled you then. and nobody said or stood up nothing about it, saying you're not going to control whether I work or not, and what I put in my body, and take this jab and take that. Nobody said that then. A lot of people got tricked. And I have a book coming out regarding that. So y'all be paying attention to it when I start promoting it more. All right? Y'all gonna see how much you've been getting played. I was gonna say something else behind that. I'm just gonna wait on that one. So the conclusion is he might have a lot of people in his camp, on his team, on his crew, that when you start looking at doing the research behind who these people are and what they stand on, it might not be on the up and up, but knowing how Trump is as a business person, I can understand from that standpoint too. Having an entrepreneurial mindset myself, when you picking people, you want to pick the best of the job that they're doing. You want to make sure they're right for that job. And so they might have some things that you might not agree or stand on with them, but the job that he wants them to do, he knows they're good for that, so he putting them for that job. All right. But there's some other things with Trump himself that I didn't agree with as well. But maybe we'll get into that on another episode. So bottom line is, from here on out, start considering who these people's team are going to be, who's going to be on their team. All right. Start considering that. Okay. Because that's going to be real important. And so that's it, man. That's all I wanted to touch on today. Was that a lot of people was talking about how they kind of leery now because he ain't got nobody black. So what? If it's going to get a lot of people out of here, that's affecting the economy. That's one part of it. Like I said, there's two parts to this guy. And I always said, some of y'all have heard me say it before, Trump is a mixed bag. But I always also said, on the other hand, clever, recognized, clever. So I get it. And so it's more like a balancing act. And so it's a thing of, y'all keep saying what he gonna do to blacks or whatever, they're gonna be affected the worst. Let's pay attention and wait and see. I said the same thing about Obama. Oh, he just been in for 4 years. Let's give him 4 more and wait. Well, let's wait for Trump. Let's see what he does. In the meantime, while he's doing his thing, y'all do your thing, because if anything, yeah, I think it's going to be some things that's still going to go down. I'm pretty sure, but I think you're getting a little reprieve or some breathing room to start making some moves while you got the chance. All right, I'm just going to say it like that. Y'all can fill in the blanks on whatever you want to fill in the blanks on, but you're about to get some breathing space a little bit. Take advantage of it. All right. With that being said, I appreciate y'all, man, for checking us out. Be sure to share this out to everybody. Until Trump becomes president, you know, these social media platforms are going to continue doing their little dirty work until Trump gets in and starts putting the check on all the social media execs. So I would go on to say, YouTube, you need to return all my videos that you took off. You need to put it back on my channel. And you need to take all strikes away, because y'all about to get foot to the butt. You know what I'm saying? So go on and start doing it now. Just quietly start putting people's videos back up that you wanted to ban, because you never know when certain laws get put in place where all these YouTube creators can start putting the lawsuits on you. So maybe you can get a little relief if you start returning people's videos back that you banned and deleted. Maybe you can return them back now. All right. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. This is Thoughts of the Week podcast. You know what it is. We out. Peace.